Stephanie White has a fresh plan for Caitlin Clark as the 2025 season approaches, and it's causing a stir in Indiana. Yesterday, we saw Clark playing off the ball much more than usual, and to be honest, it seemed to hold her back a bit. We're not sure if this is going to be the Fever's strategy going forward, but it's definitely got fans talking and scratching their heads. Rumor has it that White is sticking with this new approach for Clark, but I'm torn. On one hand, I want to see Clark develop as a player, but on the other hand, we all want to see the same Caitlin Clark who lit up Iowa and made headlines. Sure, she played off the ball a bit in college, but she still looked like herself, dominant and in control. What we really want is to see the Caitlin Clark who broke records and took the world by storm when she entered the league. Under Christie's coaching, Clark was pushed into a different style of play, and it just didn't click. But when the Fever finally let Clark be herself after the Olympic break, that's when they started winning games. Now, with Stephanie White in charge, we find ourselves in a similar situation. White's a solid coach with a great track record, but Indiana fans are passionate. If things don't work out, they'll definitely voice their opinions, especially online. White probably got a taste of that yesterday given the reactions to her new plan. And let's not forget, she's a former player herself, so she knows the pressure that comes with making big decisions. Stephanie White is no stranger to the noise that comes with coaching at a high level, but now the spotlight's squarely on her. Last year under Christie, the media had a field day, and I really hope White doesn't face the same criticism. The big question is whether White will let Caitlin Clark play to her strengths or not. If she doesn't, it could get tricky for the Fever. Clark is at her best when she has the ball in her hands, running the offense, making plays, and letting her teammates move and cut. That's when the Fever are most dangerous. So, what exactly is Stephanie White planning? Her approach is all about evolving Clark's game, not just keeping her as a ball-dominant point guard. White is introducing more off-ball movement, similar to what the Warriors do with Steph Curry. One moment, Clark might be setting a screen, and the next, she's popping out for a three-pointer from an unexpected spot. This continuous movement is designed to tire out defenses and create more opportunities to score. White is also focused on reducing Clark's fatigue by not having her handle the ball every possession. That way, Clark can catch her breath and still make an impact on the game. The goal is to keep her fresh for crucial moments in the fourth quarter, especially since all that ball handling wore her down towards the end of last season. Another part of White's plan is helping Clark develop her physical strength and decision-making. White's running drills to improve Clark's decision-making and pairing her with veteran players in practice to boost communication and court awareness. It's clear White's got a vision, but we'll have to see how it all plays out on the court. Clark led the league in turnovers last year, but she's already showing signs of improvement under White's coaching. One of White's main goals is to maximize the chemistry between Clark and Aaliyah Boston. By the end of last season, their two-player game started clicking, and White is looking to build on that chemistry to make the Fever's offense even more unpredictable. So, what's the bottom line? Stephanie White is reinventing the Fever, with Caitlin Clark at the center of it all. Will it work? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, all eyes are on Indiana this season. Now let's dive into the details and see how White's plan unfolds. An article came out today about Stephanie White's plan to turn Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever's weaknesses into strengths. All these ideas sound great on paper, but the real question is, will they actually work when it matters most? That's what everyone's waiting to see. The Indiana Fever are heading into the 2025 WNBA season with momentum after sweeping their preseason games 3-0. Their latest win, an 81-76 victory over the Atlanta Dream on Saturday, capped a dominant run, showing both promise and areas for improvement. The Fever kicked off their preseason with a gritty overtime win against the Washington Mystics, 79-74, followed by a jaw-dropping 108-44 blowout over the Brazil national team at Carver Hawkeye Arena. Their final test against Atlanta was tighter, but still a solid win. solidifying their status as a team to watch this season. But let's keep it real. They weren't perfect. There's still a lot of room for growth. The hype is big, especially around rookie phenom Aaliyah Boston, but the Fever have plenty to prove as they head into the new season. Caitlin Clark continues to wow fans with her amazing plays and fearless leadership, adding 13 points in the win against Atlanta. Veteran Dana Bonner chipped in with 8 points, 3 rebounds, and 5 steals, while Sophie Cunningham also made key contributions. ESPN has ranked Clark, Aaliyah Boston, and Kelsey Mitchell among the top 25 players in the WNBA. But Clark, sitting at number 4, is facing a lot of scrutiny. With all the attention on her, the pressure to stay consistent and unified is mounting. Coach Stephanie White has called for sharper execution moving forward. Now, here's where I start to hesitate. I'm reading this and thinking, hold up, why is she making these changes? Sure, the Fever are undefeated in the preseason, but what Coach White did in the last game didn't seem necessary. If it ain't broke, why fix it? Yeah, I get it. She's a respected coach, but it feels like she's tweaking things without a solid reason. Preseason is all about testing new ideas, but the issues she highlighted were clear as day. Even with the perfect record, White wasn't shy about calling out early game problems. The team racked up 10 turnovers in the first half, flat out horrible. And let's be honest, it's the offense that's causing most of the problems. If that doesn't get fixed, no amount of tweaking will help. Coach White has got to take some responsibility for the system she's running because it's directly leading to all these turnovers. Sure, the players need to execute, but they're following her blueprint. And right now, that blueprint isn't working. White admitted after the game, "We did a better job of taking care of the ball in the second half, but I was disappointed with 10 first-half turnovers. A lot of them were us trying to force things that just weren't there." But here's the thing. The system itself is the problem. The motion offense has the ball constantly moving, but Caitlin Clark isn't even allowed to set up or run the offense. It's just pass around until someone finds a lane and throws up a shot. That's not a strategy that's going to lead to success. It was clear from yesterday's game that this approach isn't going to cut it. Now White, who's a former NBA all-defensive standout, is taking a more hands-on approach with Clark, running drills to improve her decision-making and pairing her with veteran Sydney Coulson during practices to boost communication. We all know Clark's turnover history. In her rookie season, she led the WNBA with 223 turnovers across 40-plus games, averaging 7 per game. But here's the thing. Clark has been improving. She's acknowledged her mistakes and is focusing on better ball control and court awareness. She's already showing better decision-making, especially in late-game scenarios during the preseason. Coach White has high expectations for her squad as the Fever look to make a run, but let's be honest, there's a lot of pressure mounting. Clark has her coach and teammates in her corner, and the locker room seems to be buying into a culture of accountability and growth. But I've got to say, a lot of the issues we're seeing fall on Stephanie White. I know some people are going to disagree with me, but she's switching up the offense, running all these experiments. This is not the time for trial and error. This is supposed to be a championship run, not a science project. We don't need to be testing out new ideas or wondering if something works. Caitlin Clark already has a proven blueprint, and let's be real, nobody knows that blueprint better than Lisa Bluder. She unlocked Caitlin's full potential at Iowa and knows exactly how to get the best out of her. If I were Stephanie White, I'd be picking up the phone and calling Bluder for some solid advice. I don't get why Christy Sides didn't do this either. Instead, we keep seeing all these experiments, motion offense, Clark off the ball, Clark on the ball, switching things up constantly. No, don't overthink it. Just call up Lisa Bluder and let her show you the perfect system for Clark. Not just a good one, but the perfect one. I'm not interested in hearing about new plans and tweaks. I want results, I want wins, and I want to see Caitlin Clark in the MVP conversation. Stephanie White, you're on the clock now. If these experiments don't work, you're going to hear about it, just like we called out Christy Sides last season. No mercy. This is about getting dubs and letting Clark shine. Let me know what you all think in the comments. Are you with me? Or do you think these experiments are going to pay off? Because right now, I'm holding Stephanie White fully accountable for what happens next. And don't forget to like and subscribe for daily updates.